And two of the best Olympians that I know of is Cindy and Christina from AE Corner. Oh, looks like they're sleeping.
We're on live.
Hi.
I was just enjoying a nice little nap with my Taosie neck support system. Have you
Oh,
seen?
that looks nice.
Yeah, it's a pillow sham, but I had my head in between these two support areas here. And there's this nice little area that goes kind of a U shape under here that supported my neck so wonderfully that I was just laid back. Oh, and then it comes with a little pillow in the middle that you can take out and you make it your own. So I stuck it in the small of my back and I just drifted off to sleep.
How nice.
Yeah,
How nice.
It is.
so this is the Taosie neck support system. We're going to just jump right into it, Linda. Hopefully
Yep.
your folks are with you for the third day in a row.
Yes.
We are Cindy and Christina from Adaptive Equipment and Caregiving Corner, and part of what we do to educate individuals and caregivers is show what's out there, show what's available, because there's so many things that have been developed by caregivers out of necessity that, you know, there's small businesses and it's hard to find them, but there's a lot of great products. And that is one of these. This is the Taosie. This was developed by a gal whose dad was in the nursing home. He always fell asleep in a reclined position. So you know how that goes with your head and neck.
Right.
Yeah.
And then his pillow would end up on the floor, and that's not a great situation either.
Right.
So she developed this, and this actually is a pillow sham that hooks to the back of a chair.
Okay.
In a vertical orientation here, or it's in a horizontal orientation. And again, this was originally, she talked about it just being a neck support system where this is right behind your neck, this supports your head and keeps it in place. But I actually, after we got a hold of this and started talking to her a little bit about it, I actually use this for low back support. So I take this one and I fold it and I put this in my chair right behind my low back.
Oh, wow.
We've got the sides that come up my sides, which are very supportive.
Uh-huh.
I tell you, I used this a couple months ago when we went on vacation. We took a flight, and I am never comfortable on an airplane, in an airplane seat, because of my back. But I use this just like that. I use this for lumbar support. And then I took this little piece and I rolled it up behind my head. And I'll tell you what, I had the best flight that I'd ever had before.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So that's called the Taosie.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, everybody's raving about the leg pillow.
Oh, are they?
Oh,
Well, great.
that's
I'll tell you
awesome.
what. I appreciate that, and I did it because out of need for myself.
Right.
And it's good support. I know right now, you know, it's memory foam, so everybody's a little bit different with memory foam. It is a little bit firm. I know that we're going to come out with two versions. We're going to come out with a little bit softer version. I like the one that I've got. It did take me a night or two to get used to.
Yeah.
For it to kind of settle in and be mine. But yeah, that I appreciate that because it makes me feel good. Makes me feel
Yeah.
good. We want to mention again, and we want to show just a little bit more about this. Can we lift this up? Yeah. So this is the Comfort Tech chair, or actually the chair caddy. So what we've been talking to you about over the last 2 days is that this caddy by Comfort Tech, if you are interested, contact Linda to put your name in the drawing. But Comfort Tech wants to give one of these away. So basically what this is it is retrofitted. It's retrofitted to your chair, your favorite chair, whether it's metal or wood. They will, whoever the winner is, they will call you, or if you order one yourself, they call you. They're very personable. They work with you as far as the chair dimensions so that they can set it to the right width. And then they even so much as send the correct drill bit to you to drill a hole, right? Because you've got to put a hole.
Yeah, that's the question I wanted to ask that people had yesterday. How does it stay on the chair?
Yeah, so you screw it on the bottom of the chair and they work with you and they will figure out the correct drill bit that needs to come with it, the screws that come with it, the exact. We had a client from over here. We gave a presentation. She ended up ordering one and she just raved about their service to her and how they helped. Besides the fact that it made her life so much easier with
Yeah.
the ability to push and pull her husband away from the table without so much physical effort for her and a little bit more dignity for him.
No, it's,
So,
Yeah.
it's a family.
yeah, yeah. So that is the chair caddy by Comfort Tech.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this one. All
This is-
right.
This is the Caregiver Smart Solution. I think
Yes.
We talked about this maybe a couple of days ago, Linda. You had Ryan Hurd on.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we have had the opportunity to actually set this up and use it. And
Okay.
we're having a bit of fun with it.
Yeah.
Actually, we had been on vacation, like I said, about a month ago, and we were able to track my sister, God love her, through the house as we were in Mexico. It's very interesting because this is non-invasive. It's not camera based. It's all motion, temperature, and humidity based. So we knew her normal routine throughout the day when she's, during the work week, and we could track what was going on, and we could see, yeah, everything's going well.
Everything normal. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was very interesting because we got notices, just popping up on your phone. You can set different things and you get notices. And for example, if there's no movement in a familiar or a place that they typically hang out, maybe after 90 minutes or so, you'll get a notice that says, you know what, there's no movement in here. It's been 90 minutes. There might be a fault, something like that. So very interesting system. And in talking and communicating with Ryan Hurd, I tell you what, I think that company they continue to develop the smart technology, and they're ones to watch for sure.
Yeah, we're so blessed, the great people we get to meet with great products and everything.
Yeah.
Jesse Brown was on this morning with the QR code.
Ah,
I love one. It just blows me away.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Very
I love the technology and assistive technology is kind of moving in that direction. They're not as fast as, like private industry, but
Right.
they certainly are moving in that direction as far as using smart homes and smart technology to help people age in place and live, maintain their functional independence and dignity at home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's great.
Speaking of that, we need to probably talk about caregiving.com.
yes, so we would like to mention caregiving.com. So we've been doing a few things with them. So this is a company that is going into cities around the United States and trying to really grassroots develop what are the resources there? What are the resources right there in the surrounding area that caregivers are aware of? We were talking to one of the gals the other day, and she said that they were in a meeting of 20 people that were from the city that they were in. And there was a gentleman that for 15 years had built ramps for free, and only 2 people out of those 20 knew about it.
Yeah.
So they're kind of a grassroots company going in, trying to develop this, and then they've got on caregiving.com. As they continue to build that, they are going to be searchable by zip code. So you would go there, you would search with your zip code and find your local resources.
Fabulous.
And we are very hopeful for that company.
Yeah.
They're going to be doing good things too.
Yeah,
So
they'll
we'll
be
mention them.
Great.
All right, so yesterday we talked a little bit about where we kind of teased that we were going to be talking about activities and products for people, for dementia care partners and that were caring for a loved one that was living with dementia. And so this is where we're going to start. This is where we're going to go next. So
Okay.
what I want to talk about is Mirador magazine, and I'm going to show you. So what this is a subscription. It's a publication. They have 2 things. So they publish it online. It's an online publication as well as a print publication. This magazine is age appropriate, but it's meant for people that maybe have some kind of mild cognitive impairment, or maybe a dementia care partner that is caring for somebody that has that's living with dementia. It's colorful, it's engaging. The font, the pictures on it, the font on it's just a little bit bigger. But it's age appropriate. So it's not just, some publication that you've got at Walmart that says, for a preschooler. It's more age appropriate. It's not condescending. So the thing that I like about this is something you could sit down with your loved one and you could co-attend to these magazines at the same time and do some reminiscing therapy, Hey, what? I remember when we went out onto the East Coast and we saw a lighthouse. Do you remember that? Or we went out to the East Coast and my family, we saw a bunch of lighthouses. Have you ever seen a lighthouse?
Right.
And engage with them that way. and then do a little bit of reminiscing. Now, the online publication is the exact same thing, same issue. But what they do is for people that have a hearing impairment, or visual impairment, the staff will read the articles and they'll have a little audio file attached to each article. So that
Oh, wow,
and then you could follow along listening to
that's
it.
great.
Yeah, so this is called Mirador magazine. Yeah.
Yeah. And they,
So while we're talking about publications, give me a minute. So I told you
Yes.
about this book yesterday, okay?
Yeah.
So this is 200 activities for people living with Alzheimer's and dementia. So the book originally was titled A Caregiver's Activity Guide for Alzheimer's. And it was launched 3 years ago by my friend Linwood Galatia. And they distributed 4,500 copies by themselves, a group of like 15 people. They raised money, they didn't charge anything for the book, and now they've revamped the book, and now it's available on Amazon and everything. But the same thing, it has different things that you can do with your loved one, different activities that you can do that are very easy, very understandable, from mostly things you got around the house.
Yeah.
There's 200 of them.
That's
Wow,
fantastic.
that is awesome.
Yeah, because
That is
sometimes
awesome.
that's just the hardest thing, is to come up with some kind of an activity.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
speaking of that same thing, Linda, we had an occupational therapist that reached out to us, and she was having, so she is an occupational therapist treating adults in facilities that are living with dementia. And she was saying she has a hard time finding age-appropriate activities for her patients and stuff.
Right.
So she couldn't find anything. So what she did is she made the products. So she sent us a couple of puzzles. These are like I think it's like a 32 or a 30, the 36-piece jigsaw puzzle. The lower count puzzles, jigsaw puzzles, will fit in the box, so you have a little bit of a frame and a little bit of guidance. And then what she does is she includes a picture book with each one, and then she gives you some topics and conversation prompts about that particular picture, so you don't have to keep racking your brain to come up with something
Yeah,
that's related to this. And so she does that. So there's that.
Those,
She's got several,
bigger pieces there. I don't know if you can see.
yeah,
that.
that's fabulous.
several
really
different,
cool.
several different pictures. And again, you could reminisce, you could co-attend with these.
And what's the name of the company?
Called Assistex.
Okay.
So what she also did, it feels like it kind of came off of the prompts that she had, is she came up with these picture books, a set of 12 picture books, kind of the same thing. Thank you. So like this picture book, for example, is National Parks of the United States. So what she's done is it's very simple. If there's wording in it, if there are any kind of words in it, it's usually just to identify
Yeah,
the state park, or if it's a picture of birds, identify the birds and stuff. But again, what a great way to reminisce or to co-attend with somebody that maybe has difficulty communicating, but still validate them as a communicative person, right?
well, and you leave those on the table for when the guests come that don't know what to talk to them about.
That's a
Yes,
great
that's a
idea.
good idea.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
So she's got these out. These are all out on Amazon as well. So this is.
Because I tell you, I suggest to caregivers is to make a memory box.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if your mother was born in Brooklyn, print out some pictures of Brooklyn, or if she was a Girl Scout leader or whatever, because when people come and they don't know what to talk about,
Exactly.
just pick out something out of there and have that. So that's fabulous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I mean, because as human beings, for the most part, we are communicative creatures,
Yeah.
right? We want to talk, we want to say something, we want to
Want to
contribute,
be heard?
we
Yeah.
want to be heard, we want to be validated. And these are great products for that.
Yeah.
Here's another, let's do this one here. This is another set. This is called Nana's Books. And this was created by a woman whose mother-in-law had the beginning of dementia, and she was living with dementia in an assisted living facility. And she talks about how she had a hard time connecting with her, especially in the setting, because it was so loud. It wasn't her home, and she just just had a hard time connecting with her. And what she did is she found that she could connect with her over prints of art and poetry. So what she did is she put together, there's a whole stack of picture books here.
It's funny. She just emailed me Monday after she saw the conference.
That's so
Nice. That is
cool.
so
I
cool.
love it.
Yeah.
And so what she's done is she's paired these I'm gonna have you hold this one. She's like this book here about babies, the nostalgic book, picture book of babies. So she's just put these pictures, these reprints of, to me, they kind of remind me a little bit of, remember the primary readers, Dick and Jane?
Yeah, yeah,
It reminds me a lot of those pictures. And then
Yeah.
sometimes, like here's one for veterans. So here's
that's
been the picture
fabulous.
with veterans, yeah. And then she's pictured it with like poetry that you might recognize, or songs, patriotic songs with the pictures and stuff. So again, there's so much in here, like this one, this book here is called Forever Young, 40 Unforgettable Portraits. And it's just pictures of all these children. And it's the sentence starts off, each sentence starts off, I am still a role model. I am still brave. And the whole thing, it's just that simple language, but those pictures that really, I think, mean a lot to a lot of people.
Well, how
So,
wonderful would that be for like a grandchild or a great grandchild
yeah.
to do that with the person, and they're gonna probably learn some things they didn't know.
That's
Right,
exactly right.
exactly. I love
That's
that.
exactly right.
And then I've got one more product here. This is called the Brain Flex System. And this is a series of workbooks that was put together by a woman that before the pandemic, she actually had a brick and mortar store and was teaching this kind of like a syllabus. So there's 3 different levels depending on like if you're curious about brain health, or you're interested in brain health and maintaining your cognitive status, from mild cognitive impairment all the way up to mild to mid to moderate dementia. So one book per month, and so there's 12 books in each series. So the idea is to go through one book in 30 days, but every workbook covers kind of the same areas. So she goes through some recipes, so that includes brain health foods, and goes through the recipes for cooking. And then she's also got some exercise, some actual physical exercise. She's got some meditation and some daily mantra
Oh,
kind of.
I would love to start a group. We just get the 12 books and once a month we meet and we.
Yep.
Amen. Okay.
Yeah, that would,
Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would be great.
And then she also goes on through some logic things. So
Yeah,
there's
so
that
some
little
brain
some
games.
brain
Yeah,
games.
she's got some brain games in
Very
it,
good
yeah.
activity.
Yeah, these are also available on Amazon as well.
Yeah. So we wanted to throw in, we got that. We wanted to throw in, just kind of as a side thing. So Linda, we wanted to let you know, we're very proud that we just hit our first video that went viral. We're at what on
Like 5.7 million views on one video.
on Instagram.
It's
So
crazy.
now with that comes some good and some bad, which is fine. But it was about compression stockings.
Yeah.
And so we've had a lot of question, and we've had a lot of, a little bit of pushback and things like that, which is fine. That's, everybody, it's hard for everybody to understand that everybody's abilities are not the same level.
Right.
And so that's our big, point to that. But we wanted to, we'll talk a minute about the Steve, which is a compression stocking donor. But we also want to let people know that we are going to go ahead and hold a YouTube live on compression stockings and what does it mean and how do you do it and things like that. And we're going to do that at the end of May, the last Thursday in May. So stay tuned if you guys are interested in that. Follow us on YouTube. But we're going to have a YouTube live, just kind of answering questions, those things again, because compression stockings are a bear.
Well, my most watched Tuesday tip is how to put on compression socks.
Yes,
My most watched of everything.
Wow.
Yes, it is huge. Yeah. So one of the things that we came across within the last year, this is called the Steve. And I'll give you 1 second to guess what the inventor's name was.
Yeah.
But this is a compression stocking donor. This was developed in the Netherlands. Now, the thing that I like about this product is it has longest extendable handles. You don't see that a lot. It also has this carriage right here is where you put the stocking on. This is, he has it in different sizes. So it's not one size fits all, or it's not a small or a large.
Right.
So you take measurements of your calf and your foot and you get the right size.
Okay.
So this is something that is used to, like I said, you're going to put on compression stockings. Let me put this on here. Now, again, I'm going to put this on. I have full use of my hands. It's easier for me to put this on than most people. There are a lot of different things that we can adjust about putting compression stockings on, like wearing garden gloves to get a little bit more grip when you're putting a stocking or loading the stocking on here. So there's lots of different things, and that's why we're really going to take that time to address that.
Yeah.
But this is the Steve, and let's see what we got. Oh, I can, yeah,
In a chair?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here, right over here. So you have these, oops. Watch the bar walker. I know, watch the bar walker. Do not let that fall. Okay. Oh, okay. So the other thing that I want to tell people is, and again, the video that we had, it was only about what, 40 seconds long, so you can't answer all questions there.
Yeah.
But the one thing I want to tell people too is everything you do when you are trying out a new something to improve your function is probably going to take some practice.
Yeah.
It's just never as easy as you think it's going to be. But there are a lot of good things out there that are going to make a huge difference if you can just get your system down.
Like all abilities aren't the same, Linda. All products aren't the same. They're not meant to address
Exactly.
and be a cure-all. So what worked for one might not work for another, but
Right.
at least you know about it.
So when you're putting your stockings on, I always have people, and again, it takes practice to get this lined up. So I usually bring the heel right up to the back of whatever apparatus I'm using. And then when they start, you can see my feet.
Yeah, we can see you.
I always have them wiggle their toes as much as they can to try to get that foot in there as far as they can before they start. But then you just take this and you're just pulling it right up your legs. Now, as you can see, and I don't think I have my pad out here. No. I don't have my pad out here, but there's a green pad that comes with this, or you can get with this as well. And it's a rubber backed pad. And actually what it's for is because sometimes our socks end up like this.
Right.
It's actually to put your foot down and move your foot forward on so that you can adjust this without reaching down.
Okay.
I actually have it here. But so that's, that's another thing to the Steve as far as putting that on. Now the other part of this is that we've got this little piece here that is used for doffing, and doffing is taking a sock off. Okay.
So Dawn is on and Doff is off.
Yes.
Okay.
So you take this and you put this around your sock here, and then you put your sock over the top of it. Now, again, this takes some practice, and usually what I tell people is you always need to have a reacher with you as well, because a reacher is great to assist in getting things off, the sock off at the very end, but you just kind of use this and you pull. And again, everybody's ability is going to be different.
And it's not easy.
And it's not easy. Here's where you use the reacher, where you grab your heel right here and you push that sock off the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And you know what I like about this is the black chute, what do you call this?
I call it the chute.
Yeah, it comes off, and then the care partner can actually this to put it on their loved one if they need that level of help. Otherwise, they should be able to use it all by themselves. If they can't, then the care partner could take the chute off, load the sock on, and then they could go ahead and help their loved one with the stocking, put their stocking on.
Right.
And that's the
Yeah. So there's lots of different things that are available. I'll show you one other thing here. So we also show on one of our YouTube videos a kind of a hack for compression stocking donning is to use a grocery sack. And actually, if you have a closed toe compression stocking, it's going to be a little bit harder because you have to cut the sack and you have to wrap it around your foot. It's doable, but it's a little bit harder. So this little item here is another item that can do that. This replaces the grocery sack. Again, it's nothing that you have to do if you can get the grocery sack to work.
Yeah.
But what you do, this is called the glide clipper. So you place your foot right in here, okay, and you pull this up till the toes get to this line. Now, what people were misunderstanding is this does not pull the sock on. No. This reduces the friction so that you can pull the sock up.
Okay.
So the socks slide up the leg.
Right. So this little piece goes right over my knee to keep this on. Then I take my sock and I put it on my foot, and because of the reduction in friction, it's much, much easier for me to pull
Get
it.
on.
Now, if I had difficulty with grip, I might add some garden gloves. And that's gonna help me in pulling that sock up. So it's just gonna give me more grip so that I can get hold of that sock and pull it up for myself, okay? Now, once the sock is on and up, you take these sides here and you just slowly bring it up, and those buttons come undone and that pulls right out.
Huh,
Okay,
But that's-
interesting.
This is the commercial version of the bag, of the plastic
the
bag.
plastic bag.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right.
Yeah, I think in using some of those tools too, you'll be less chance of you're gonna like cut your leg or your skin or something. Cause some people just have those issues trying to put the socks on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very true, very
Especially
true.
if you got edema. I mean, if you've already got, if your legs are
Yeah.
swollen, then
Right.
sometimes it can be like paper, or it's very, it's got fluid underneath there. And boy,
Yeah.
it's breathing on some people's skin, it just has a skin tear. And boy, those
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look terrible.
So one other thing, Linda, we haven't actually done a review on these yet, but we're getting ready to, and we find it rather interesting.
Okay,
So are those?
These are called, let me get the thing.
peel away.
Blades. Have you heard of them?
No, I think I have.
Yeah.
It's like a sheet of a sheet of a sheet, right?
Like a pad of paper for
Yes.
your bed. Yeah.
Yes.
So you put,
Yes, they sent me some samples once.
yeah.
Yeah,
And we're gonna do a video on these, but this is, these are small enough for like a twin size, like a hospital bed. And so they are waterproof.
Yeah,
And so if something happens, it gets spilled, or if there's any kind of liquid or any kind of anything on there, then whenever you just rip the top sheet off. So
Yeah.
the bottom part is a fit, it goes on like a fitted sheet, right? So,
Yeah.
so you don't have, we had somebody one time reach out to us and say, I have a hard time putting fitted sheets on there. This would be a great solution for that.
Yeah.
change it
So
all the time.
frequently, yeah. So, yeah, so we're gonna do a video on these, but these are really such a great idea. I think they were on Shark Tank too. I think this
Were they?
company was on Shark Tank as well. So,
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know. I forgot all about them, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, so we're looking
Yeah.
forward to doing this one, so.
Oh, I want to bring up a tip that my husband gave me before he passed away that I think might be useful to any of our listeners.
Mhm.
So when he was very ill, I was at home with him. We had hospice and everything, and all of a sudden it came to the point where he couldn't go into the bathroom anymore. We needed to get a commode.
Yeah.
So hospice came and brought a commode, and we were in the living room, and he looked at it and I looked at it, and no one was happy. Finally, he said to his brother, you know what I want you to do? I want you to put a grocery bag in there, and I want you to put like 2 to 3 inches of kitty litter in there.
I really love that.
Yep.
So then when he went to the bathroom, it wasn't messy, it wasn't smelly, it was so easy.
Yeah, I love it.
Just passing that around to people, it's such an easy thing to do, because
Yeah.
we have a lot of things we have to do is not such nice stuff.
I know.
That's right, yeah.
It's
You know,
very
when
If
you
you can have any help with it, please.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
anybody's out there that's interested in doing something, that's a great idea. I mean, because you could just layer that in some kind of a
Yeah.
pop-up bucket that you could just pull them out one layer at a time. That's
Well,
a
my
great-
husband's name was Thomas Charles Burhan, so TCB, so he told me I need to invent that and call it Take Care of Business.
I love it. I love that.
I love that too.
TCB.
I love
And
that
get a
too.
little lightning bolt for like Elvis. That was his thing. wasn't it?
Yep, very true, very true.
All right, ladies, is that it for today?
That
That's
is
all we
it for
have.
today.
Well, I will see you in September. I was
That's
gonna sing this song, but I'm not that good a singer. So I'll see you girls in September. Thanks so much for being here.
Yes, thank you. Thank you
Thanks for having us.
Have a delicious day.
Thanks, Linda. Thank you.
Bye. I love those gals. They're coming to Florida in September. And we will get to meet face to face and maybe hang out, have a little dinner, have a little wine.